Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, to Master Sakya Zhengkong, to the 16 Dharma King Karmapa, and Master Dupten Tarji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the most precious Dorje Pamo Vajravarahi. Homage to the Dakinis of the 10 directions. Simu Tutan Siti Rinpoche, and Master Lianing, who just came back from Seattle, and many new masters today that came from far away, that returned from many faraway places. So Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma assistants, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, temple directors, all disciples present here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs today. From the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Secretary General Daniel Liao and Madam Liao, Dharma Sister Judy. From the Taiwan Government Chief Secretary, Mr. and Mrs. Tsang Pei-Fu. Former Mayor of the Nantou County, Mr. and Mrs. Chen Ziqing. From Academia Sinica, the Professor Zhu Si and Mrs. Zhu. From the Zhongshan Medical University affiliated Plastic Surgery Department, the head of the department, Dr. Cheng. And the council person from Kaohsiung City, Ms. Xu Huiyi. And distinguished Professor Wang Jingxian, Professor Wang Li, Professor Hong Xinyi, Professor Cai Guoyu, Professor Mai Yuhuang, Professor Ye Shuwen, Professor Hong Xinyi, Professor Lin Xiuqu, Dr. You Jiangcheng, Dr. Liang Caofan, and Medical Dr. Lin Junan, and the advising attorneys to the Buddha Foundation, Mr. Zhuo Zhongshan. From the Nantou County, the village of Minjian, the Vice Abbot of the Dabei Gong De Lin Temple, the Venerable Si Rongyi. A representative to the legislator Cai Qi-Chang, Ms. Chen. The representative to the council person of Tainan City, Cai Wangquan. The president of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charitable Society, Master Tsang Ren. and the president of the Lotus Light Charitable Society of Taiwan, Mr. Li Chunyang. From the Jingyi Enterprise, General Manager Ms. Tsang. And the president of the Qi Furniture Store, Ms. Huang Suqi. Producers for the Great Perfection Dharma, Havajra, and the development stages of Tantrayana, Master Lien Yue. And the host, Dharma Sister Peijun. Producers for the Geni Tiansang Xinteng Illuminating the Heart of CTI TV, Miss Rebecca Xiaqi.
My sister, Lu Shengmei 女士, Lu Guoyin 女士, and the husband.
Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? Last night, during dinner, there were 52 people who came from Jiulong, Kowloon, Hong Kong. And they had a temple called the Lingxian Temple. And it's not listed as our temples or chapters, but here we would like to welcome them. Maybe they're sitting outside. Oh, they're right there. So they're underground true Buddha disciples. Although they're underground, they're united. And I can see the lights above their heads, so their practice and spiritual commitment are really strong. And I could see lights above their heads. So I would like to welcome all of you and many of you from Hong Kong. So how are you in Cantonese? And also some from Thailand. Sawadika. And from Korea. Kamsahamnida. From America.
Hola, amigo.
From Indonesia and Malaysia.
Selamat siang, selamat petang.
Selamat siang, selamat petang.
Konnichiwa.
And Japanese. And also from France. Merci
beaucoup.
Anyone from Germany? We have some reference from Germany
还有巴西来的啊，
and from Brazil.
梁勇，巴西来的梁勇，这巴西烧鸡，
烧鸡，
把鸡肉，巴西叫把鸡肉，烧鸡啊。啊，大家好。
How do you do, everyone?
那今天我们是做这个。
So today we had the Homa fire offering ceremony of Dorje Pamu,
是空行母当中，
and this
可以
deity
讲是首领，
can be said to be the leader, the head of all Dakinis.
那是波叶国母。
And in the Dharma body, the Dharmakaya is the Prajna Buddha Mother, Prajna Paramita. And the mantra,
Om Kete Kete Poro Kete Poro San Kete Buddhi Soha.
that's the mantra for Prajna Paramita.
那是我们台语，我们学这个国
And
语
in
跟台语的
Taiwanese,
这一尊佛母是
this
化身
Buddha
的佛母
Mother is the Buddha Mother in Dharmakaya, Dharma body.
主要显现的
And she is
报
called
身
Prajna
空性
Buddha Mother.
就是都戒盘母。
And in Sambhogakaya, that's Vajravarahi, the leader of all Dakinis. And above Sentongma, or the Sinamuka, that is Dorje Pamu. So we had Dorje Pamu's Homa today. So as I was seated on this Dharma throne, as soon as I closed my eyes, I saw Dorje Pamu leading Dakinis of all 10 directions descending here at the Taiwan Caotun Lezang Temple.
今天有做主旗的，
So the primary supplicants for Homa today are very fortunate.
他们的灌顶将是最完整的最
So
完整的多
the
戒帕姆
empowerments
金刚上
are
师
the
应
most
该都有
complete
修
Dorje
习在里
Pamu.
面都到
So all Vajra masters would have received the second level empowerments and practicing the chi channels, light drops,
都
and
需要
inner
多
fire.
戒帕姆
And they need
全部都需要
Dorje
多戒
Pamu.
帕姆
They
因为
all of these
多
practices would
戒
need
帕
Dorje
姆
Pamu.
左否定
Because the
这是
Dorje
它是
Pamu
左否
inner
定的本
fire
尊
meditation
它可以讲它是左否
would
的
have
主尊
this
左
deity
否的
as
主
the
尊
Yidam, the main
像
deity.
火焰一样
So
的
Dorje Pamu
在
is the
你
main
的记忆
deity for
发
inner
发
fire
发亮
practice.
的就是
So she's like the
它就是
fire,
多戒帕姆
bright
金刚亥
and
就是左否
radiant.
定的本尊修左否
So
的
Dorje
没有
Pamu
金刚
is the
亥
Yidam
是不
for
能够成
Tumo,
就的
inner fire practices. So those practicing inner fire without Dorje Pamu, they will not gain any attainments.
另外这一尊呢，我告诉
And
大家啊，整个
this
西藏
deity, let me tell
藏
you,
密藏传佛教
in Tibet, for
所有
all
的
the
佛
Tibetan
全部都是
Tantrayana,
男生，
all
全部
the
都是
living
男生，
Buddhas are men
没有女的
in
佛
Tibetan
，only one，
Tantrayana except one.
他就是金刚亥母的化身。
And that was the manifestation of Dorje
西
Pamu.
藏只有一个女的佛，就是
So
金刚亥母化身。
in the records, there was only one female Rinpoche or female living Buddha,
金刚亥母群
which was the Dorje Pamu manifestation.
已经
And there was a Dorje Pamu yoga practice,
啊，
or Vajra practice, that had been transmitted
站
to.
起来吧，
Please stand up.
不用介绍啊。你要不要27世的钱打一下？
So could you please perform 7 postures of this yoga?
打一下金刚汉母拳。有27式的金刚汉母拳。
There were 27 postures of this Doje Pamo exercise, yoga.
那么请放金刚汉母的咒。
Please recite the Doje Pamo mantra.
好， 好，这是属于气动的到全身的
So this
金
is
刚汉
the Vajra
金刚汉
Dorje
金
Pamo
刚汉
Yoga
拳是属于
exercise
气，它走到哪里就
that
哪一
moves
种
chi
动作，
channels.
走到哪里就
So wherever the chi
做哪一
moves,
种动作的那
then
一
you
种
perform that movement.
啊，气运转在全身的20
So the
气，这
chi
样子
would
呢，
be circulating around the body,
能够活络
and this
充
would
满了整个全
let
身
your chi to fill
这是
all of over your
藏
body.
的啊，金刚汉
So
拳
this is
这个
the
气势
Tibetan Tantrayana Dorje Pamo
或者
Yoga
男生
exercise,
都有
both
它的
for
金刚汉
the
拳。
woman and
这个
man.
动作呢，刚刚做的动作就是
So
气
the movement
可以
that we
走到
perform earlier
手的指
would
头，
let chi
可
to
以走
move
到脑的顶，
to
可以
the
到
tip
脚
of the
到脚的
fingertips
指头，到了全身
and
各
to
部
the
位，
heads,
让
brains,
气能够
toes,
游
and
走，
all
气
parts
能
of
够
your
通
body,
全身的
so
病
that
就
when
消失。
chi
气不
reach
通
all parts of
就
the
有
bodies,
病，
then all sicknesses would be
很简
eliminated.
单的道理。
So it's a
一个
simple
家里的
concept.
水管
So if
只
the
要有
chi
阻塞，
is blocked, then you would be sick. So say
全身
the
的
water
气
pipes
脉
inside
全
your
部都
house, if
通，
it's blocked,
你
then
身
there would
体
be
就会健
problems.
康。
So if the chi around your body,
所以
inside your
只要
body
哪里有
is
酸痛，
moving
多
smoothly,
气
then
多
you would
走
be
那里
healthy.
几次，
So if there
它
is a
就
painful
一定
part
会
on your
这个
body, then
痛
you
就
let
会
the
解
chi
决
to move in that area a few more times and then
这
to
是一个气的道理。
unblock the
那么
blockage
我
there.
们以前
So the
学
exercise
到
for the chi.
就知道
And in the past, if you have
这个
learned
化精为气，
to transform
化气为神，
essence into
化
chi,
神排
vital
气。
energy, and transform the
化
energy
气排
into
道，
the spirit.
道家的
化气
外丹
排道.
外
And
丹
then
法
to
不能
transform the
内
chi
丹法，
to become the
所
way,
谓的
Tao.
内丹法，道家
So
的内
in
丹法。
Taoism, that's the inner
化精
Dan
为气，
practice, to transform the
chi
essence into
为
chi,
神，
and to transform chi into
化
spirit,
神盘虚，
and then to transform
化
spirit
息盘道。
to to attract the
你就
chi
跟
and
道
to
合一。
transform the chi to achieve the Tao, and then you're in,
道家虽然是
in
讲
union
精
with the
气神，
Tao.
我们密
In
教讲
Taoism, we talk about
气
essence,
脉
chi and spirit, and in
气要
Tantrayana,
能
we
够
talk
通
about
全身的
chi
脉，
channels
就
and
是
light
刚
drops.
刚的金刚汉
To
27
make the
式
chi to flow smoothly in all the channels, we have to practice the Dorje Pamo Yoga of 27 postures or movements, so that the chi would be flowing smoothly inside all the channels in your body, including the central channel.
通中脉，
In opening the central channel,
再来着火升起来
once it's open
金刚
and
汉
flowing,
着火那个
then
着
you
火是
ignite
什么
the
意思
inner fire, the Dorje Pamo Tumo practice.
是指
And the inner
地
fire,
方那个点
what is referred by the inner fire is 4-finger width
生火
below
后
navel. That's the fire generation palace or the life generation palace.
三条
The
线上
temperature,
面
the fire starts from there, and it's on a triangular
二字的一半
palace,
写
and
二字
in
这样
at the center of the triangle
这样
would be half of the R character is
一
like
个
this.
长的勾
The
选
R character is like this
这二字，
with a
那么
dot,
这样子，这样
and
这样
like this,
倒转，
and then
放在
upside
身
down, placed at that
这
life
个
generation
是一
palace,
条火，一个
there
火
would
是这
be
样子
like a
这样
fire.
这样子上来，
So it will be like
你
this.
要把这个观成
And you need to visualize this to become Dorje Patmo Vajravarahi.
在生法宫当中，金刚亥母的
At
本尊
this
就在生法
life
宫
generation
的上面，
palace.
就是
So
二
Dorje
字的
Patmo
一半
is
的
on
这样
top
子
of
这个
this
就是
life
座
generation palace
你
in
把
the
它
form
观
of
好了，
half the
它
half left
又
of the
红
R sit syllable.
又
And
热
visualize it to be red, hot,
又有光明，
and bright.
从那里着火开始产生，
And the inner fire, Tumo, starts from there.
升起的着火，就靠
And
着
you
你的
ignite
吐
the inner
纳，
fire
靠着你的
by relying
吐纳
on the
吐出
breathing,
来，跟纳气
exhalation
跟
and
吐气，纳气吐
inhalation.
气，纳气吐气，
breathing in and
把
out,
这个
in and
火
out,
一直往上升，就是着
and
火。
then to raise the inner fire. And that is
这
the
着
inner
火
fire
呢，
practice.
到了顶，触
When
到
the
了
inner fire
你
reached
的
the
这个
top,
眉心这里，
here at the brow chakra,
我们称为这个菩提心业意。
and it is called the body chakra.
这个菩提心业意啊，
This
这个
body
下
chakra
降降
would
下来，
start to drip.
这时候啊，着火跟
And at
明
this
点
time,
融合，
the inner fire would merge with the light drop at the heart
心
chakra
轮打开，
to open the heart
你就
chakra.
可以看到你原来
And then you
光
would be
明
able to see the original light that you already embodied.
这个叫染滴
And
作
this
用。
is called
但是
spiritual
你
cultivation.
你的光华
This is the
里面
practice
必须要有
of
金
burning
刚
and
亥
dripping.
着火前补助你，
But
你的
in this
全身
practice, you
气脉
need the Dorje
才
Patmo
会
Yoga
通，
exercise to
而且
supplement it
你身
in
体
order
会
to
有
let
很大
the
的
channels
疾病产
and
生
the qi to be open and flowing, and then you don't have any major
教授
sicknesses.
金刚前，其实
Grandmaster often performed the Vajra fist exercises,
有车轮锁，
and there are 10 Vajra fist
我们常
exercises.
常称为
The
那
the
是男生
wheel practice,
打的前法，
and that's
男
the
生打的前法。
Vajra fist exercise that
缅甸讲
are performed by men,
女生的前法。
and the yoga exercise that Master Lin Dian just performed is for women.
我平时我也打过啊，打过。
So Grandmaster also performed this exercise that you have seen it
那么
before.
今天呢，
And today,
啊，也打了。好。手烫
Just now, that was also the inner fire yoga exercise. The one performed by women are softer, and for the men are tougher, or to let the vital energy, the qi, to circulate around the body. It needs to. You need to move all parts of your body. This way, your body would be very healthy. And one more point. In order to ignite the inner fire, the movement is considered to be wind. So moving is like the wind. And the strength of the body is considered the earth element. So in moving, the fire would naturally be generated, and the whole body would be warm and hot, and you would start to sweat. That's fire. And how about water? And it would excrete fluid. The secretion would be considered water. And when the qi is moving, circulating up and down inside the central channel, it would secrete a kind of water. And then merging with the fire, that would be called the gathering of fire and water. This is very important. In Tantrayana, it's slightly similar to the Taoist practice of the Nei Tan, the inner Tan. Actually, these are all tips and tricks, the pith instructions. First, you need to practice your qi very well, and then you would be able to open the central channels, all the channels. Once they're all open and flowing, only when they're circulating, the inner fire can be generated. And when the inner fire reaches the bodhicakra at the brow chakra, then the water would naturally drip. And with this water, you would rejuvenate. You would make yourself look younger. So you rely on the body inside your body. And in medical terms, that's hormones. So you need hormones to be young. And hormones is light drops. So you need the light drops in order to look young. You need hormones. Without hormones, your youth would pass. So it doesn't matter in your spiritual cultivation. You need to maintain your body and mind to be really young. This is the key point. With a good body, and mentally and spiritually, you will rise higher. And if you can have awakenings, realization, enlightenment, and seeing the Buddha nature, so the true understanding of the mind, enlightenment, is like awakening. That in the mundane world, you're not a mundane person, you're awakened. That's
你已
enlightenment.
经看清楚这
And
世界
you
上
have
种种的
seen
一切，
through
你已经完全
everything
看清楚。
about the world.
有些人是看不清楚，
You have
他迷在
comprehend
哪里
them
呢？
completely. Some people don't comprehend them.
财、色、
And they are attached to wealth,
你
sex,
能够看清楚
names.
无
But
得
if
无
you
失，
see them all
你没有
clearly,
在这世间上
with
得不
no
到什么，
gain and no loss,
你也没有失
and you
去。
don't gain anything in this world, and you don't lose anything.
有人到六祖那里修成了回来，人家问他：“你去六祖慧能那里，你学到了什么
Someone went to the sixth patriarch
他说我
Huineng
什么都没有学到。
and came back, and
那
someone
你
asked,
既
"What
然
have
没
you
有学
learned?"
到，你为什
And
么
he
要到
said,
六祖慧能
"Nothing."
那里？
If you didn't learn anything, why did you go to Huineng?
这个修行人就回答：
And this cultivator
我如果
replied,
不到六祖慧能
"If
那
I
里，
didn't go to the sixth
我不知
patriarch
道
Huineng
我是
to
永远没有
study,
得到。
I would have never known that I didn't gain anything."
我们在这世界上啊，财色名
In this
都
world,
是无得无失，
wealth,
你不会得
sex,
到
and name are no gain and no loss. There's nothing that you
无
could
得无
gain.
失，也不会失去
No
什么，
gain, no loss.
没有。
And you don't lose
你原
anything
来的
either.
佛性还在，
Your original Buddha nature is there.
认证了你自己的佛性，
Once
你才
you
能够成佛。
approve your own Buddha nature,
你要先
you
醒过来，
would be able to attain Buddhahood.
这个醒过来了，
You
就
need
叫做
that.
开
You need to be awakened first, and that's called
悟，
enlightenment.
不是阿基师的开悟。
And it's not the enlightenment of the chef Aji,
这里有一个笑话讲，
the chef in the
这个阿西师
TV series
发
in
生了
Taiwan.
事情以后，
There's this joke
请教
with the
心灵大
scandal
师
of the chef. Huh? He
他说大师，
Oh,
大师，
he
我
went
不知
for
道该怎么
advice
办
from Master Xingyin.
我这个事情
What should I have done about this
心
scandal?
灵大师啊，
And
拿一
Master
个这个篮
Xingyin
子啊，
took a basket
编篮子，那个篮子啊，我们编出来那个篮子，这才编一半而已，就交
and
给他
weave the basket halfway, and then ask him to
阿
take
基
it with
说
him.
哎，
And the chef
拿一个篮子给我，
阿
什么意
基
思？
What does this
心灵大
mean?
师这是什么意思啊？
Master, what does this mean? And Master Xingyin
你就自己
replied,
编嘛
"Oh, then make it up. It's like weaving, like making it up. Continue to make it up." Because the chef was lying a lot about his scandal.
开悟，这个开悟在我们佛
So
教里面讲的
enlightenment
开悟，
in Buddhism
是你明白了真理，才叫开
means
悟。
you comprehend the ultimate truth.
只有醒过来的人，才叫做
Only the awakened ones would comprehend.
你如果没有醒，
If you're not
你还迷做
awakened
什么呢？你还
and
执
you're
着什么
deluded, you're attached, what are you
所以
attached
学佛
to?
应该要懂得。
So in studying
你先
Buddhism,
开悟，
you need to understand that you need to gain enlightenment first, and then you put them into practice.
你明白了开悟，你就要
You
实践。
realize them. Once you understand your enlightenment,
淡淡的一个
then you realize them. Then you become a very light and easy person.
哦，有一首歌啦，有一首歌，
There's a song,
那首歌叫什么呢？
and the song's title
喝
is
汤的慢慢的唱，好唱，那个再来呢
The Color of the
喝
Moon
汤呀
on the
喝汤
Pond.
啊你慢慢的唱，然后再来就是这个月光呀月光，你慢慢的听， 鱼儿啊，鱼儿啊，你慢慢的游。然后再来就是那个淡淡的、淡淡的、淡淡的夜光。
I'm like a little fish swimming in your pond, just to be with you, holding the beautiful moonlight, going through all the 4 seasons. The lotus stay the same, waiting for you to play in the water. Everything is just very lightly, and a very light moonlight, and your mind is very light, and you would become a person that's very even and light. So living in this world, I like to tell you, I am just teaching you to be awakened. Nothing else. What else do I want to do? Nothing. And because if I do something, some people would be happy and some would be sad. There's this joke. A man told another man, when I was young, I had love, a romantic love that left a very strong impression and made me really sad. And the other man said, "Oh, your girlfriend left you?" "No, the opposite. She married me." So love can change into hatred. So I have said before, everything can change. The Buddha said, everything is impermanent. Just take it lightly. Everything in this world is no big deal. Everything is ever changing. Because it's impermanent, everything is ever changing. So changes are normal. No big deal. There's no need to be concerned about it. This is the ultimate truth. The 3 Dharma seals. Everything is impermanent. Experience it. Everything is ever changing. Nothing is the exception. Just take it lightly. Everything. Only one thing that doesn't change is the Buddha nature that is intrinsically in you. And you need to practice until the Buddha nature appears. Well, actually it's there already. It's not something that you practice, but it's there all along. It's just that you awaken. And this is called enlightenment. So once you awaken, you have gained enlightenment, you're enlightened. The Buddha have spoken on lots of concepts, and you understand, but you cannot put them into practice. That's not good. Once you understand, you need to put them into practice, you need to realize them. You know already that the 5th exercise, Dorje Padmo Yoga exercise, 27 movements, can be performed by women, and the man can also exercise the Vajra exercise, but you don't. This would help the circulation of qi all over your body, and you need to train in the breathing, because the health relies on your breathing. And you also need to open all the channels inside your body. And you need to rely on that. And you need to rely on your inner fire to ignite your inner fire. And you rely on the descent of your light drops and to make all the light drops to secrete all over the body, and then to ignite the light. They are the lights of the inner fire of the light drops, and then the merging of the inner fire and the light drops, and to generate the light. And this is the methods of spiritual cultivation in Tantrayana, and it is the same as the Nathan practice of Taoism. So in Tantrayana, Tibetan Tantrayana, there's the practice of channels, qi and light drops. But first, before that, you need to practice the Yidam yoga, deity yoga. You need to gain yogic response with Dorje Patmo. And Dorje Patmo in the triangular life generation palace at the 4-finger width below navel. And Dorje Patmo can help you ignite the inner fire in your inner fire practice. So in the second level practice, first you train in the practice of non-leaking. You open the central channel. First open the central channel, and then the non-leaking, and then inner fire, and then the light drop practice, the descent of the light drops. And then you open the 5 chakras, and then you train to see your own Buddha nature, and then the light would be illuminated, generated, and merge with the light of the universe. And that's the merging of the mother and child lights. The meeting of the mother light with the child light. And that would be called Siddhi, attainment. And it's the same with the Taoism. The Qi merge with the space, which means all the deities. And then the merging with the Tao, and that's the same as Buddhahood. The concepts are the same. Most are the same. So the Dorje Patmo Dharma practice is very important. Any sadaki need to practice this in their inner fire practice. Let me read a text from the Great Perfection Dharma. First, the ordinary Tibetan Lama would wear the red outfit, but the one with the higher positions would wear yellow. So, because Guru Padmasambhava instructed me to wear yellow robe, so the yellow robe meaning the most precious. So that means I receive the lineage from Guru Padmasambhava. But these days, I would wear whatever color of the deity. And second, I receive Gelugpa empowerments through Master Dubten Dorje, who received the yellow Gelugpa order from Master Dubten Nima. And Master Dubten Dorje transmitted to Dubten Chimo, and I am Master Dubten Chimo. And Dubten Chimo is the Dharma name in the Gelugpa yellow order. That's why I'm totally qualified to wear yellow hat and yellow robes. And third, because I hold the lineage of the yellow sect Gelugpa, naturally I can wear yellow hat and robes, especially because I'm well versed in the Bodhipata Pradipa of Atisha. So, and although I have practiced the perfection stages of the 5 great Herukas, I also practiced the 9 stages of the development path and attained the most brilliant clear light of the Vajra path. And this is the first and foremost path of the Buddha nature vehicle and the wisdom vehicle of the great perfection Dharma of Tibet. So the wisdom is the Prajna Paramita. So the 4 orders of Tibetan Tantrayana of red, yellow, white, and Sakya orders were established with each uniqueness and its own skillful means that can provide resolutions accordingly. But in my opinion, the realization, practice, and fruition are similar, and at the highest level there are no differences. And it means in the ultimate realm there are no more 4 orders, and not only that, even Buddha Dharma doesn't exist anymore. So maybe you're very surprised why even Buddha Dharma doesn't exist. But let me ask you a question. If you alone fly on a space shuttle and went to the moon, I would like to ask you, is there Buddha Dharma on the moon? Is there Buddha Dharma on the moon? Someone said no. No Buddha Dharma there. Is there Buddha Dharma on the sun? In the sun? Not. There's no Buddha Dharma on the moon. Is there Buddha Dharma in the sun? Actually, we can only cultivate spiritually in the human world. But even then, Buddha Dharma is empty. Once you have attainment, there is no need for Buddha Dharma, and the 4 orders also don't exist. Recently, I wrote an article that we all just play like the family games of the kids. But actually, adults too play these games. So, through Buddha school, so the master had finished the book number 249. Even writing the book is also playing this like a game of family. Today I have 5 million disciples is also just playing this game. Everything is fake, nothing is real. Writing a book is also fake. Transmitting Buddha Dharma is also false. 5 million disciples also false. True Buddha school is false, it's unreal. So what is real? So only the Buddha nature is real. Everything else is unreal. They all false. We are all just role playing. In this world, there is nothing is real. In this world, everything is deviant. You don't think that true Buddha school is the true and everything else is false? No, but everything is false. So what is true, what is real is when you attain Buddhahood. So only Buddhahood is real, is true, everything else is false. And I've said this before, what is Maha? What is great. So if you're in union with the Tao, then you are called great. Otherwise, it's just fake. Everything is just false and fake, unreal. Prior to attaining the Tao, then you would be called evil or deviant. If you say that you're true, then you're lying. So even Seng Yen Lu is just role-playing. Everything, writing these books, they're all just false. Only one thing. If you awaken, then you are called enlightened. And if you one with the Buddha, then they would be called true. That would be called real. Everything else is false. Right? Whatever I said is true. An ox told the cow, let's run. The talk show host is here. Why? Why do we need to run? Oh, because it's like blowing on the cow in Chinese, meaning boasting. So the cow asked the ox, this is playful of Chinese. For the talk show host, how much of it is truthful? Oh, most of them are fake. They're all fake. You think after getting married you would have good days. No. Why do you need to select a good day to get married? Because you have no more good days afterward. There's a difficult lady about to get married and visiting the future in-laws. And the lady's dad looking at the future son-in-law. After wedding, you need to, and the son-in-law replied, yeah, I will take good care of her. But the father shook his head and said, after wedding, you need to take good care of yourself. Scary. So monks and nuns get ordained because of this reason. Let me tell you. So Guru Padmasambhava praised me with this verse. Lian Seng attained Siddhi long ago. Yellow hat and robe obtained respect from heavens and earth. The heart seal of the Tathagata appearing Vidyadhara founded a lineage tradition to transmit Dharma respected by all beings. So attained Siddhi long ago. Actually, I had been enlightened long ago. But enlightenment cannot be spoken because it is the absolute. There is no second to it. It's only one, and one is absolute. Everything in the world, is there anything in the world that is absolute? So if there is, the absolute one is the root of enlightenment, the origin for enlightenment. So good and bad are dualistic. They're not absolute. So don't view the way of the enlightenment through our mundane eyes. So the worldly Dharma practice, and then also the ultimate Dharma practice, and the ultimate Dharma the ultimate Dharma are the true one. Otherwise, the rest, the mundane Dharma, are the deviant one. They are only the supplementary, not the real one. So Lian Sheng had attained siddhi. The lotus manifestation is completely pure. It's like the pure Buddha. And pure is also the epithet for the Buddha. So being pure is already very difficult. And in order to attain complete or total purity, doesn't mean only purity in the body, speech, and mind. This purity is only to get close. So through the purity of the body, speech, and mind, you move closer in Tantrayana. So the mudra and the touch to represent the purity of the body, and you use your mind to visualize, to symbolize the purity of the mind, and then the purity of the speech to gain yogic response with the yidam. Without these three purities, it's impossible for you to gain yogic response. So this is the marvelous, profound Dharma. Only this purity. But enlightenment is not this. Because when you have purity, you also have uncleanliness or impurity. But enlightenment is something that you need to mull over. But once you gain enlightenment, actually what you gain is the same as you don't gain. So enlightenment is the same as no enlightenment. And you need to realize this enlightenment. So what was written in the Diamond Sutra, the last statement, the so-called Sheng Yen Lu is not Sheng Yen Lu. Because it is not Sheng Yen Lu, that's why it is Sheng Yen Lu. So it wrote, it's often like that, similar like that. The so-called heart is not our heart. Because it is not our heart, that's why it is called our heart. So the so-called Sheng Yen Lu is not Sheng Yen Lu. Because it is not Sheng Yen Lu, that's why it is Sheng Yen Lu. Actually, there is a logic in this. The so-called Sheng Yen Lu is not Sheng Yen Lu because Sheng Yen Lu cannot be represented by anything. Is it the head? Is it the hand? No. Is it the foot? No. Is it the body? No. Is it the 5 organs? The heart, liver, lungs? No. So what is Sheng Yen Lu? It's just a combination of that. Once separated, nothing left. Nothing. That's why the so-called Sheng Yen Lu is not Sheng Yen Lu. Because you know this, nothing can represent Sheng Yen Lu. That's why that is the real Sheng Yen Lu. So that's the explanation of this statement. I explained it to you. So similar statements in the Diamond Sutra, it is very clear. So everything in this world are a made-up combination. They don't exist intrinsically. There is no inner, nothing intrinsically. So moreover, comprehend from this. So long ago, Grand Master had attained Siddhi, Liansheng. So yellow head and robe obtained respect from heavens and earth. The heart seal of the Tathagata appearing, the Vidyadhara. So the light holder. I have light on my body, and I could see the light of the Buddhas, the light of the Dorje Padmo appearing in space. And I could see, I have the vision, I could see the light of the Buddhas, I could see the Dakinis of the 10 directions, and I could see the light of my own. So when you can see your own light, then you become the great Vidyadhara Vajra Acharya. And the last statement is founded a lineage tradition to transmit Dharma respected by all beings. But this is all just game playing. Even the respect by the beings are also just game playing. The key here is on the third phrase. So, proving and appearing the great light holder that's close to Buddhahood. When you're about to leave and the Buddha nature appeared, that's it, you attain Buddhahood. And if you don't leave, you don't pass the world, and you appear your Buddha nature, then you are Buddha now in this life. So you need to be clear on this concept. This is rather deep. And most people would understand the concepts of the mundane Dharma. And the worldly concepts can use analogy. And look at the human world. When you have no money, you farm the pig. You have pigs, and you have money, you have dogs. And when you have no money, you eat the wild greens. And when you have money, you eat wild greens at the restaurant. And when you have money, you ride the bicycle. You ride on bicycles. And when you have money, you ride bicycles in the living room. When you don't have money, your wife is a secretary. When you have money, your secretary is your wife. When you don't have money, you pretend to have money. When you have money, you pretend to don't have money. You never say truthful words. You say that money is evil, but you want them. You say that women are troublemaker, but you want them. You say heaven is good place, but you don't want to go there. And the man wants to be taller, the woman wants to be slimmer. Dogs wear clothes, and the human beings bear their bodies. This is Chinese. What is this? These are all fake, false. They are all evil. They are not truth in it. Today only Grand Master speaks the truth. So what is the human world like? Taiwan, Japan, American doctors met at the World Conference, and these 3 doctors were boasting on their technologies. A Japanese doctor said, 10 years ago, a young man got in a car accident, and he broke his fingers. But this year he won the pianist competition. An American doctor said, 10 years ago, a young man broke his leg in a car accident, and in the Olympic last year he won a medal in the 100-meter run. And then Taiwanese doctor spoke softly. 20 years ago, a young man got in an accident and the brain was dead, and then we implanted a pig's brain inside him, and now he is our president. A pig's brain inside this young man. This is human world. I didn't say which president. Don't blame me. But that's how the human world is. Everybody don't speak the truth. They all are deviant. So I'm teaching you to be awakened and then practice spiritual cultivation, and then to see and prove the real, the true Buddha nature. Om Mani Padme Hum.